I think some of this could be, there's a lot of folks who don't want Bitcoin over 100,000, and some of it may be the exchanges themselves.
Cryptocurrency holders, this dip is a trap. Bitcoin's price is being suppressed. There are 4 altcoins that I think are also being suppressed right now. Stay tuned. You subscribe to Altcoin Daily for daily videos keeping you informed on everything crypto. So smash that like button for me. Let's get into it and understand why this is all happening. Crypto prices suffered a major dip for 3 big reasons. Number 1, extreme greed. Bitcoin's price has surged 47% since Trump got elected.
Wow. I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time.
The Trump pump. People have been feeling too greedy, too euphoric, and oftentimes when this happens, it is common to see a slight shakeout before a continuation. Number 2, leverage. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been liquidated from the crypto markets in the past 24 hours, not just Bitcoin, but throughout all of crypto. Again, this is not uncommon when we see things like this. Number 3, whales are playing games with this market. You know, Wall Street manipulating markets is 100% par for the course. We've seen this in crypto before.
On September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says he'll fire anyone that buys it. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying it.
His company is buying it.
It's just, so unethical.
So look at this and try to gain some perspective. There's the saying, when in doubt, zoom out, because looking at this, the Bitcoin dip really hasn't been that bad. We rallied so much, of course we're going to dip a little bit. Sure, altcoins saw greater corrections, but altcoins have also been rallying hard lately. My point is, they want you to feel worse about this than you should. They want to mess with your emotions. They want to try to shake you out. Nothing would be better for them than having you think the crypto market is topping. Understand that because Wall Street is getting into crypto in a much bigger way than ever before, Wall Street can now manipulate the markets in a much bigger way than ever before. In fact, Wall Street might be working with crypto exchanges to keep the price down. At least that's what Fundstrat's Tom Lee thinks. This is what he told CNBC, and he does say, don't worry, these same whales keeping the price down today will be the same ones pushing the price up tomorrow. Tom Lee says that despite this setback, he sees Bitcoin's price being well over $100,000 before the end of the year.
Do you want to... we always get a Bitcoin comment from you before we let you go. Normally, it got stuck under 100. That's a pretty, it's a psychological level, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think some of this could be, there's a lot of folks who don't want Bitcoin over 100,000, and some of it may be the exchanges themselves are concerned because there is a pretty low supply of Bitcoin available over the counter. So you have a supply shortage. And if Bitcoin makes a move above 100,000, I think there'd be a big chase. So I'm still confident Bitcoin's going to close much higher before year end.
Before year end?
Before year end, yeah.
So break $100,000 before the end of the year?
Yeah, well above 100,000 before year end. It's just a matter of time.
It's December 2nd.
Do not be fooled. Tom Lee is betting his and his Fundstrat's reputation that the stock market is going to be extremely bullish in December, which will add fuel to the fire of crypto to be extremely bullish in December. Tom Lee lists 4 reasons why he thinks this will happen.
You see 4 reasons why you still expect the S&P to continue to rally in December and maybe to 6,300 by year end. What are the 4 reasons?
Well, one is seasonality. December historically is a strong month, but when you're up more than 10% in the first half and it's an election year, December's been up 100% of the time. The second is yields have moved down to pre-election levels. You know, the 10-year's at 4.1. That's good for multiple expansion. The third is, I think it's been surprising, but sentiment's actually turned negative the last 2 weeks, even as the markets rallied. To me, that's a contrarian bullish signal. And then finally, we still have those two puts, the Trump put and the Fed put. And I think that means you still want to buy any of these dips.
Also, there's a big question of Donald Trump. Is Donald Trump really as good for the markets as everybody says? Tom Lee says Donald Trump remains bullish for all markets, and the Trump tariff FUD that the mainstream media keeps perpetuating, Trump's tariffs might be very bad for the economy. Tom Lee says do not be fooled by this. Trump is good for markets.
What can Trump do to make sure the market keeps going up?
Well, I think we've seen it with how he's made cabinet proposals or nominations, that he's very pro-business. And I think, as many have said, Trump is very focused on the stock market. So I think communication is still a strategy, and it's a reminder that animal spirits could come back.
Say this tactfully. I don't know if you watch the way the financial media industry covers tariffs. I mean, how can you call him pro-business, according to these people, when he's pro-tariffs? Because you would just think, if you've watched the coverage of tariffs.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a reminder that it's good to carry a big stick, and I think tariffs have proven to be a good negotiating tool. I think we've seen some proactive actions by other countries. And in general, I don't think the new White House wants to pursue any policies that would hurt corporate profits. So I think ultimately, whatever is accomplished is going to be pro-business.
That's interesting.
Look, guys, we can argue what happens in the short and midterm. Might go up in the short term, might go down in the short term. To be real with you, that is very possible. It could go either way. I think it goes up. But beyond that, my point is, the smartest people in the world recognize that over the long term, Bitcoin is going up. Financial analyst James Lavish explains that Bitcoin is just 2% of global assets today. It will for sure get a lot bigger. He suspects Bitcoin to hit $1 million within 7 years. This is such a powerful explanation.
There are $900 trillion of global assets, investable assets. Bitcoin is currently 1.7 trillion of those, which is 0.02% of total assets. It's 1/10 the size of gold. So it has a long way to go here, but at $90,000, it's still only 0.2% of the entire investment universe. Now remember, it's 1/10 the size of gold, but gold's been around for thousands of years. Bitcoin's been around for 15. This is tremendous momentum, but a huge amount of space here for it to start taking some allocations from those other areas. Where will it take allocations from? Well, the obvious one is gold. Second obvious one is equities. The third obvious one is bonds. And then the fourth obvious one is real estate. So it's going to kind of go in that order in my mind, that investors are going to start realize that, oh, this is digital gold. Oh, I should, instead of having my money in just equities and bonds, I should have some in Bitcoin. Oh, instead of having all of my money in real estate, and instead of looking for real estate investment opportunities, forget about your home, I should buy some Bitcoin instead. Why? Because it's liquid. It's trustworthy. It has a tremendous rate of return over the course of just 4 years. Every single 4-year period, it has a rate of return. So that's another thing. And then just doing quick math on it, it's 0.2% right now. At 1% of the total global assets, Bitcoin's a $9 trillion asset and worth about $450,000 per coin. At 3%, it's worth $1.3 million per coin. So we have a long way to go. I don't know when we get to that $1 million level. I expect it to be in the next 7 years or so.
So, what altcoins do I also think are being suppressed right now? To be honest, probably many of them. There's probably a lot of buying right now, combined with artificial price suppression. I believe Ethereum is being suppressed. I don't think there's any reason the price should be this low at this point. Trump owns more Ethereum than Bitcoin. I think Ethereum is eventually going to pop like a beach ball being held down in the ocean. XRP was being suppressed for a long time, and we're seeing exactly that right now. I believe Chainlink is being suppressed. I think all the sellers should have been exhausted long ago at this point. Chainlink is doing real huge things in the world. They are working with Swift. They are working with the DTCC. I think Chainlink is being suppressed. Sui, I think, could be at a similar price point to Aptos eventually. They do have different tokenomics, but I don't see why Sui couldn't be where the price Aptos is now. I do think that they're buying Sui right now and kind of promoting Aptos. I do think prices are kind of being manipulated in that way. Hey, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We'll be talking a whole lot more about this very soon. Guys, if you're interested in buying crypto or trading crypto, make sure you use our Bybit affiliate link, up to $30,000 worth of deposit bonuses. Trade crypto here. Finally, and again, I think a lot of coins could, you could say are being suppressed right now. I think it's more than just these four. But finally, I'd say Cody.